Yeah, I'll run through. Why not? Thank you very, very much. I want to thank all of the sheriffs who accompanied us on this tour. It's been a very, very interesting morning looking at the border and looking at the challenges that are faced in ending illegal immigration. But when you see it, you realize that it's possible to do it, particularly with the technology that exists today. First of all, I want to congratulate all of them on their very brave and heroic work. It takes the very, very best in law enforcement, people who are willing to dedicate themselves to making our society safer, more protected, and ultimately a society that's going to grow in a healthier, stronger way. Unfortunately, that just doesn't happen by wishing for it. It happens because you have very dedicated men like this, and like the gentleman back there, I congratulate you. The Border Patrol does a very, very needed and very important function, and it's one that helps protect our safety and our liberty. Having watched it, you realize that this is something that if we had the national will, we could end illegal immigration and expand legal immigration. People who come here, who are coming here to America to do work and do jobs, there should be a way for them to do that legally. And we should end illegal immigration. It doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help America. It makes us less secure. It makes it more difficult for us to deal with the whole terrorist war. It makes it more difficult for us to deal with these drug problems and other problems that we have. And at the same time, for those people who aren't intending to expand that area or aren't intending to want to cooperate with all of those things, in an unwitting way they are, because the problem is so out of control, terrorists, drug dealers, other people can take advantage of it. So it's time that we end illegal immigration. We could do it with the kind of technology that we have today that would alert you to people crossing the border. The Border Patrol is being expanded. It needs to be expanded more so that it can stop people from coming over illegally. And then we could have a tamper-proof ID card with a person's name, person's picture, and a person's biometric identification contained on it. And everyone who wanted to come into the United States, who wanted to come in for good reasons, lawful reasons, either to visit or to study or to work, would be able to get a card like that. You can't do that overnight, but if you apply yourself to this over an 18-month or 3-year period, we could accomplish that. And all of a sudden we'd have, I think, what we all want to have, which is a country that's open to people from all over the world, but open to people who come in, identify themselves, and want to participate in building America. So I thank you again for the tour. It was very, very valuable. Congratulations to all of you.
Giuliani, on your webpage, you mentioned about your commitment to building a border fence. You've probably heard different stories here, Valley leaders.
Sure. There are some places where a physical fence would work, and there's some places where a virtual fence would be the answer. I got that same division of opinion in El Paso the other day when I was there in El Paso, where they feel a much better thing would be a virtual fence rather than a physical fence. But I mean, that's the idea of it. The border is roughly, including Texas, about 2,000 miles. And some portion of it could be covered with a physical fence, but a much larger portion would be covered with a virtual fence. And frankly, the virtual fence is more valuable because it alerts you to people approaching the border, it alerts you to people coming over the border, they are photographed, it's nighttime photography, it's motion detection equipment. Those are the things, if we deployed it correctly, and we did it on a consistent basis for 18 months to 3 years, we could end illegal immigration. And then we could promote a system of people coming in illegally. And if you think about it, obviously that is necessary for the United States. No other country lets people come in without identifying themselves. But it's also the humane thing to do with regard to the people. You can't travel this border without realizing that people lose their lives trying to do this. And that all happens because we don't have a good, sensible system that ends illegal immigration and then promotes legal entry into the United States, identified entry into the United States.
Program?
Well, I think you'd have a worker program. I mean, what you'd have is you'd get a card, you'd be identified, you'd be registered, and you'd pay taxes, and you'd be able to work, all above board, rather than this underground situation that we have right now.